the practice of self-mastery. And so I want to talk a little bit about why that topic and what its significance is, because it is one of a series of more advanced and direct teachings than have been offered in the past, because we are now in a moment of extreme acceleration of time as we approach the culmination of Kali Yuga. And very rapidly, there will be ever more extreme events and tamasic energies and obstacles that will appear in the dream field, to the extent that self-realization has not been attained. And it is, in fact, possible and not even difficult to attain the supreme liberation, Jivan Mukti, while alive in the body, here and now, immediately, if one has accurate understanding of the nature of reality on the symbolic level. One has the love for that supreme level of your own being that you have been alienated from. And you can attune to the vibrational frequency of that supreme presence. If those three are in alignment, then the portal opens. So the practice of self-mastery then, it refers to what are the preliminary and or direct and immediate means of attaining this realization using these three aspects in integrated congruence. And the various wisdom schools of the Eastern tradition, as you know, because we've talked about this many times, have categorized spiritual seekers into persons of different levels of readiness to achieve the breakthrough into the real and the letting go of the false self. And so, in a way, there is more than one practice. The Kashmir Shaivites divide their training into 4 levels, although it's really 3 because the top level is no means, immediate. But the second is the Shambhavopaya, which is the same recognition through cognizance and attunement and devotion, it immediately without obstacle. But if there are obstacles, then the Shaktopaya or the Anavopaya means of practice are required or advised in order to break through those obstacles. So this means you need to be able to assess your psychological maturity, your capacity for love, and meaning infinite love, love for the infinite self, and your willingness to be free of egoic identity and to feel the intensity of the presence of the divine energies in their fullness without interruption. And this is very rare that one has all of those ready, willing, and able developments within the psyche that enable that immediate liberation. So we will, in this retreat, deal with some of the preliminaries for those who are still, let's say, more enmeshed in their identification with the body ego. And those who have overcome most of those identifications but are still identified with the mind and the thinking capacity and the use of the mind for defense and for management and protection and for the development of various applications of mental capacity, need to learn how to be able to transcend those without loss of those abilities, but in fact, their enhancement once one's identification with the particular way of using and identifying with those mental and emotional and artistic and logical uses of the mind for practical as well as for, let's say, recreational purposes of the development of the joy of self-expression, how one needs to be able to let go of the level one is on in order to be able to return to the employment of those powers, but from the level of the absolute self, so that your capacities that you have gained with hard work and the development of abilities to manage, to cope, to serve, are enhanced by being now used in the service of God rather than the service of the ego and its jouissance. So it's this transformation that comes after transcendence and leads to the full embodiment of the absolute self and the final non-duality of nirvana and samsara. All are implied in the concept of self-mastery. And so that's what the retreat will be about for those who are ready to engage in the rigorous practice necessary to attain the goal.